Has Marco Rubio secretly been working against you as head of the Senate Committee on Small Businesses? This is a bombshell as we reveal new detail that no one has been discussing until today. And this is LALATE Live. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe to the channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get a new alert when a new LALATE Live video goes live. This is our third in a four-part programming block on EIDL. And today we profile Marco Rubio and how he's not working for you at all. It has come in two separate waves. First, EIDL. As you know, last week, Marco Rubio had a congressional hearing with Jovita Carranza present. But did you know what happened after that meeting? I bet you don't, until today. LALATE has obtained details about what Rubio, the senator from Florida, did against small businesses after that hearing. Initially going into that hearing, as you know, there has been a big battle about where SBA money for EIDL has gone, to what states it's gone, how many loans have been approved, have a disproportionate amount of loans gone to some certain businesses and some states, what businesses have gotten what sums of money, and has the process been abused? More about that shortly. But Rubio, who initially said that information would be revealed as requested, came out of that hearing and reversed after meeting with Jovita Carranza. On Friday, initially in April, he said he would fight to make public availability all information about EIDL money that has been paid out. This is what he said back on April 29th. Quote, bottom line is we're going to know one way or another who got this money, the EIDL money. The Treasury, the Small Business Administration, is eventually going to have to release it. I always thought we're going to have it, and if they don't, we'll make them do it. This is Rubio saying he will make Jovita Carranza reveal EIDL money. She wasn't revealing it. Well, after he met with her Thursday and her pack of scars, he basically knit her a quilt because he flip-flopped. In an interview with CNN after that hearing, he then said the amount of money that has been paid to taxpayer-funded PPP loans and similar SBA monies is, quote, trade secrets, and that it's a competitive disadvantage that can be used against you. If you're a small business, it's not about payroll, and so people are going to be able to know how much your payroll is based upon this loan amount. In essence, you know your competitors can figure out how much the competitor else is in that country is making and sort of each poach each other's employees or undercut their own. So after saying he was going to put Jovita Carranza's feet to the fire in April and have her reveal EIDL loan and PPP money, he now says he won't. What is going on, Senator? He did suggest there's a vaguely phrased middle ground, but when pressed asked what that middle ground was, he wouldn't say it. I don't think people need to get that fired up about a $50,000 PPP loan. I think it makes sense that people really want to know about a $5 million or $8 million or $10 million loan. That's truly disgraceful, Senator. You know why that's disgraceful for Marco Rubio to say it? Back in March, before this channel even launched, LALATE detailed, along with the New York Post and the New York Times at the time, the scandal that was starting to brew. It was a news story at the time. The PPP loan had come out. A few companies had gotten money. The funds had been dissipated and were gone very quickly. And LALATE, New York Times, and New York Post revealed that companies like Shake Shack and publicly traded Fortune 500 companies had taken virtually all the money, but through the help of a few major banks, and had diluted the funds for their Fortune 500 publicly traded companies and left small businesses with nothing. Well, guess what Marco Rubio said at the time? He defended the actions of those Fortune 500 companies. He came under fire. And it was very well reported at the time that Marco Rubio defended companies like Shake Shack initially and slammed the news reporters for how dare them reporting those types of uses of the funds. Portbelly, which has 400 million locations, and Shake Shack, which has 2 million branches, each received $10 million for the funds. But Rubio initially defended it, saying that, hey, it's allowed them to do it. Then, when calls to correct the program and clarify the language, because these companies claimed that they follow the language, but the language was vague, Rubio then defended the language, saying we can't make it too confusing, then no one will apply. Again, not helping small businesses. He said if there are more requirements we came up with, the harder it's going to be to get the money out the door. We erred on the side of expediency. The business mistake is to make it too slow. Again, he was defending the money going to big corporate America and not to small businesses. It's this type of flip-flopping that has become sort of par for the course for Rubio. But what happened this week is the most shocking, because earlier this year, if you don't know, and now you're going to find out, I'm giving you bombshells early in this video, 11 news organizations sued the Small Business Administration and Jovita Carranza's offices for records on loans and receipts of amounts of loans and other basic information, the information that has previously not been released. The Treasury Department has argued that releasing the data would disclose proprietary data of small businesses and the salaries of independent contractors. But Carranza's office has refused to release documents. If this sounds familiar, it should. Just this week, one of the members of that Senate committee that Rubio sits on says Carranza has not released the information, and if she does not release the information, he will ask for the Department of Justice inquiry and investigation into Carranza and her dealings. Boy, so Rubio, who we initially thought was the patron saint of small business, is not so much acting that way. What are your comments? Do you think Marco Rubio should go out the door with Jovita Carranza? I want to hear what you think. Here are some of your comments from yesterday's video that got incredible response in our debut of LLA Live. Sylvia finally got our grant portal. I got confirmed the information. Hopefully the grant portion will be coming shortly. Yes, it should be coming within a couple of days. Joni, who I thank for supporting the channel, she got her, she has gotten through with her EIDL process in positive manner, and she supported the channel yesterday. I'm so excited for your updates. Thank you, thank you. All your wisdom is helping us pull through this loan. Tier 2 said it was processed, applied 3:30. So she's a 3:30 vortex. She supported this channel yesterday. She now knows that her loan is being approved, and she's one of a half a dozen that supported the channel yesterday. Thank you, Jody. Great success story. Blake Austin, the wet vague way. Yes, it's very vague. I hope there's still a chance to get my grant. Lee Low-Key Zuniga, there is. Cruz Juan, I love this channel. Just made the bombshell. How great is that? How awesome. Love the new format and I love the shirt. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us on Jovita Late tonight, which apparently out the gate is doing very well in the initial stats as we record this video. Jolo, appreciate your help. I received a letter 16 days after they announced me over the phone that they received my grant. They're going to tell me it was denied because of credit score. So he received his grant after he was denied the loan. So I'm glad you got it. Walter. Jeff Hansen, love the new series. Well done. Thank you also for supporting the channel. Lori. The person I talked to Monday told me I didn't have my grant by Friday, call by Friday morning, so I did. I didn't get it. What do you know? It's Jovita Late, the money. It's processing, so they do a lot of different things daily, crazy. And if you don't know, here's another bombshell. If you don't know, SBA representatives are on the weekend there that answer the phone. They do answer the phone on the weekend. They're just absolutely horrible. That's the overwhelming consensus of viewers of this channel. Brandon, hey, I just got off the phone with SBA rep. First, thank you for all that you're doing. Second, the rep is upset with me when I laid out what should have happened per the CARES Act. I mean, when you read them the Riot Act, they literally hang up the phone. Calling Ted Cruz. Don't call Marco Rubio unless you're in Florida. And if you're in Florida, so far no viewers have been telling me any details of Rubio actually getting anything successfully done. Dean Merrill, tried as my best to speak with my loan agent. He could only do email. Several viewers overnight left lots of comments of about 10 loan officers' phone numbers, extensions, email addresses, and everything. You can look in the comments. Rich, got my portal invite for applying for 4-2. Over 35 calls. Appreciate everything you do. Is there anything else I should do for wait for the grant? Yes, watch our grant video. That is coming up as the fourth of the four-part series tonight, our four-part programming block. We'll explain to you how to get the grant money. LLA, I need your advice. If I got a denial, do I do the reconsideration 3 weeks from now? Still no response. When will the new portal open? Can I reapply? No, and we're going to cover that in tonight's grant video. You can't reapply for the same business. You need to do a reconsideration now if your loan was denied, and you especially need to do if you not receive your grant money. And in the reconsideration letter, ask for the grant money. If you have comments about tonight's video, drop them below. Tell us what you think about Marco Rubio. Do you think he is not helping Americans with his heading the Senate Small Subcommittee on the Small Business Administration? And we may feature them tomorrow's recording. Thank you for joining us for the second episode of LLA Live. As always, stay with us for more.